Are we streaming? Yeah, we're streaming. Let me put my phone in silence. Alrighty, welcome to another Learn Day. Welcome everyone to another Learn Day. Welcome to, how did that guy call me? Saucy? I don't know. Welcome to Saucy Vitamix or something. I don't remember what was the complaint about me. So welcome. Today it says your communication style is so irritating. You act like a child. I guess. Alright, so welcome. I'm gonna wait for people to get here and then we can start answering questions. If you don't have any questions, I will start doing stuff, and that was gonna be the stream if nobody asks any questions. Alrighty. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. Hey Fedor, what's up, man? What's up? What's going on? Just setting up Houdini here. Hello. Hello. Tim. Hey Tim, hey Alex, hey Tim, I'm just laughing because I read your comment. I read, how can I grow my nose? Yeah, I'm a fucking child, whatever. I have, yeah, I'm a fucking child. I'm proud of being what I am. All right, so cool, already have questions. All right, so Tim is asking, how can I grow noise over a surface with color? For example, left to right. Grow noise. How exactly do you want to grow this noise or this nose? All right, we have, oh cool, we're having questions. Awesome. I was just thinking like, oh, we're not gonna have any questions, but we already have two. All right, cool. So let me start with a grid. Tim, could you elaborate on growing noise, because I'm not sure what you mean by growing noise, but I'm not sure. Let me know what you mean by growing noise. I'm gonna do this on a grid maybe. There's a lot of ways you can grow attributes. I'm thinking of using a bob, an attribute bob actually. Oh, if you have a video, that would be good. Meanwhile, I can answer Alex's question. Hey, Alex, what's up, Tupac? Tupac? I thought you were dead. Just kidding. What's the easiest way to make a velocity attribute? You could do a velocity attribute with the attribute create node and put a B there, but that's just zeros. If you have something animated, like let's do a sphere. What's up, Bob? Howdy, man. Welcome to the Shell show. if you have something animated like this and you want to create a velocity of that, you just put a trail node. Trail, change this to velocity, and you have a velocity there. Does that answer your question, Alex? You're saying minute 10.
So that's why I subdivided like the shit out of it from these little points. It's gonna look at every point, and it's gonna look at the second input around the surrounding points, and it's gonna transfer the value that it finds, which is close to the second input, and it's gonna apply it to the main input.
Ask your question, Tupac.
Which you define, but in an attribute transfer.
Ask your questions.
Like you only have a regular, like you can grow it and you can follow it, but you cannot do more interesting stuff with it. If you do it in a plot, you can add some noise to it. Like you can see over there, you can just add some noise. So you basically do the same. You do a point cloud, and you're adding some noise to the transfer basically, and then you get this kind of fancy.
I want to see that noise move.
Type of effect. And you just blast away everything that's not.
I want to see that. All right.
It doesn't have the attribute. So then you're left
Okay.
with this page thing, and I'm transferring the attribute again from the spheres that I had. Now with a regular attribute transfer, then I can do this like this fall type thing.
So he's just using attribute transfer for that. Okay, so let's go to the grid and say he's using several spheres. So let's create a sphere that we're gonna transfer color from. So I created the sphere at this level. Let's hide that. Let's hide that one. So let's create a sphere here. That's a gummy bear, a sphere. I'm gonna make this a polygon sphere so we can store attributes on it. And I'm gonna tell you in a second why I don't like to use a sphere and why it's not that great to use a sphere. Oh man, I didn't make this interface bigger. Can you guys see Houdini all right? Because I didn't make it big enough. I think. Let me know. I can just make it bigger really quickly. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Closing this one. Discard. Just open a new one. All right, this is bigger. Let's put a grid with a bunch of subdivisions. You can see we have a bunch of polygons on that one. Let's create a sphere that it's gonna use for transferring the color. That's what the what Tim was doing in that. Was it Tim? What's the name? Yeah, Tim Van Helsingen. He was doing that a method transferring. What you need to do is put, what I always do is make this black and make this, let's say, put a color to this and make it red. So now the sphere is gonna be animated. Actually, I don't want a visualizer there. The sphere is gonna be animated here. Just gonna move this let's say from over there to over there, and maybe over here. So it's moving there. So now we're gonna transfer. You're just gonna use the attribute transfer. That's what he was using in that video. We're gonna transfer. You can see the input says from attribute transfer attributes to transfer attributes from. So we're gonna transfer that red color, and you can see already it's working, but by default the radius is too big. So let's go here to the conditions and let's reduce the condition, and you can see this is why I don't like to use a sphere, because the sphere needs to carries the attributes in the points, so it's hollow inside because that it's a sphere, right? But let's make it bigger for now. So now you're transferring that color, and what I think he's doing after this, he's just doing some he's adding some noise to the color here. So let's just add to the CD, which is the color. Let's add this turbulent noise and put it back into CD. And actually we don't actually want to add, we want to multiply it. Let's multiply the color by this guy and that. Now we have some noise there, you can see, but the center, it's all let's make the amplitude bigger so we can see it. You can see the core is not right. We could then, after this, let's do an add. Let's see if add works here. Just remember, I'm doing this really quickly, or how can I composite it? Is there a composite node here? I don't think this color would should be here, is it? I don't think this thing works in this context, but whatever, let's try it. Yeah, it's not giving me anything. Just merging the whole thing. Alright, no, it doesn't work. So let's just we could what I want to do is we're adding that noise and we're making it noisy. I'm not sure how Tim did it, but he used something like this to give it noise. And let's see, so we have this noise. What we can do for this is maybe let's see, what can I do? I need to get a max, maybe max, and the max of this and this to there. There we go. That should work. It's not great, actually. It's not awesome because it's not really breaking the sphere. Let's try something else. Max vector component, the max of this and this. Nah, not what I wanted. Okay, maybe multiply it again. I'm just guessing here right now, experimenting. What if I multiply to this from this? Nah, doesn't work. Oh, I did from the point, just that. Don't want to do that. We could force the amplitude. So now if we put the if we make like a, you can see there's some noise that is growing. It's similar to what Tim is doing in the video. It's not the same exactly, but it's kind of the same. It's not the same, but it's similar. And you can control how much it transfers from this and from the movement of the sphere. You can see that it's transferring like some noise to the surface, and then he deletes part of that. You can do whatever you want from this point, or you can just animate the this parameter here and do it like that if that's what you need. Just growing some noise here. You can make the noise animate as well if you so it doesn't look just like it's static noise. Static. Let's see, any more questions? I'm planning to take normals that I made from a funnel and fit them to dubs so I can make a maelstrom. Cool. How's everybody doing after the H17 video? I know how I'm doing. Hey Santi, what's up? Hey Karen, can you please show how to put boxes or objects in the copy sub by normals, like the box with 0, 1? I don't really understand what you're saying, Karen. How to put boxes in objects or objects in the copy sub. All right. Let's put a box in the copy sub. Copy. There's 2 copy subs. Copy sub by normals. All right, copy the points. Then it should be. So let's put a torus. The torus doesn't have any. Well, it has kind of virtual normals by default. So we can copy that to the that guy, and if we make the boxes smaller, you can see they are already using the normals direction. Relative channel -2. Okay, that is not what I wanted. Maybe. Is it? Not minus. Divided by 2. Yeah, that's what I want. The scale is changed here. So 0.1. So now they are actually using the normals they use the normals by default. So that's what they do. If you just use a copy to points, it's gonna use the normals by default to orient the copies along any surface. If not sure if that answers your questions. If you wanna add random sizes to those, you can add the randomize attribute randomize p scale 0.1 to 1, and then you will have different sizes of those boxes from 0.1 to maybe 1. Maybe this was 1. That's how you randomize your sizes. Not sure if that's the question. The boxes you want to have 0, 1, and C0. If you put 0 on the C-axis, there's nothing. There's just gonna be flat. But if that's what you want, I could do it, man. into a grid with a mountains up, you said. There you go. Let's make the mountains up bigger. They will be oriented along the surface. That's what you said. But one thing you need to know about copies is that they are going to point in the C direction. That's how the copy to points orients their copies. But you can see they are oriented along the surface. They're pointing where the normals should be in this. So yeah, they're working. You can see this one, it's pointing along the normal and stuff. So let's see. I have many lessons. I'm confused. If you have any way to put them into the right path to best learning and faster. Alright, so Tupac it's having issues learning Houdini. I recommend Tupac, I recommend you set a project. Instead of just learning whatever you find on the internet, set a project, man. Set like do something like, I don't know, let's say model a house, one of those pretty cartoony houses. Make that your project and learn doing that. And then once you have it model, add UVs, maybe animate the door to learn animation, maybe learn shaders and start adding shaders to it, maybe start lighting it and then add a tree to it, maybe, and maybe add a river, add a path with rocks, add grass to it, add some mountains on the background, something like that, and then learn by doing that. Learn by doing something. That's what I always say. Hey, Christian is asking if I know of a good updated mantra tutorial. What do you mean by updated? Mantra, it's basically the same since forever. Mantra is not that hard at all. What do you want to know about mantra? What is it that you want to know? It's simple. Mantra is really no, Tupac, don't do that. Don't study every note in Houdini. That's just silly. That's totally silly. Do what I just said. Do a project and do that. Alright, Tim. See you later. How to make recursive splitting particles? Oh, you want to split particles? Yeah. Splitting particles is we already covered that in some other particles tutorials, but let's go ahead. Let's go and do it again. Let's do it again. I said I was going to answer everything. So in a pop network, I don't want to emit from that. Actually, let's do a spear. Yeah, I say stupid stuff. That's why people don't like me, because I just say silly things. Alright, so we have a sphere that is just emitting particles. They are not doing anything. Let's give them force here. Pop force. And they're gonna go down 9.8. So they have gravity, and then let's just do a ground plane for them to bounce here. Merge. And so they are not colliding. Why? I don't know. They are colliding actually, but they're just bouncing there in place basically. So you want them to split. Let's just add some variants here. So there you go, different places. Let's just stop the emission after, I don't know, after frame, if frame is less than 5. Well, we just emit some particles. What you can do, there is there's not a split particles like before. There is what's that thing called? I always forget that name. Pop. I always forget the name. Somebody to learn, right? How's that thing called? I mean, I always forget how that thing is called. Stream? Yeah, it's a stream, right? So we can stream for this and have some more particles in this. No, it's not stream, is it? Particle is dead. Let's see if particle is dead, because particles are not going to be dead for a while here. Let's put it 1 second. I always forget the name of the. No, this is not stream. Pop stream. No, it's not pop stream. I have a pop stream there. Pop. Damn it. Pop what? Replicate. Ah, man. Pop replicate. That's what I want. Pop replicate. Alright, so the pop replicate will replicate particles, but we do need a stream actually. When the particles die, we're gonna do this stream, and then we need to merge this back, and we need to put the display flag over here now. So now you can see I split the particles. When they die, they're gonna trigger this replicate now. Right now they are dying, but let's do the pop collision thingy. Pop collision behavior. That's the one, right? Compute. Is this the one? No. Pop collision detect. There we go. Pop collision detect is gonna need a make it a dop object and pass this guy there. This guy is called what? Ground plane, right? Ground plane 1. I don't need to pass this. I need to say ground plane 1. Let's see. Is it gonna detect them? Behavior. Let's hide that for now, because this thing never works. Never works. Never. Response, just let's stop them for now. Let's see if it works. No, it's not. Doesn't work. Never works. Never works when there's people watching. It never works. So let's see. Top object. Let's see if that works. Nope. Horrible. Let's create a grid here and put it there. See if I can make it work this time. Second context. Let's see if it works. No. I think I saw a putty cat. There you go. You can see it's working now. So it's painting the particles that color, but now we're gonna make them die, which is gonna create a died attribute, right? Dead attribute, yes. So now we can stream here when the particle is dead, it's gonna stream some other particles which are not colliding with this guy here. Let's enable that guy. I don't want to enable that guy though, right? Let's put another collision detect, I guess, on this side, and this one's just gonna, what it's gonna do? Nothing. Okay, so now whenever those particles die, this guy takes over, and then we're splitting the particles. That's basically the way you do that. But now, right now, it's just emitting a lot of particles, but and it's not using the pop force either. That's why they're going just ballistic. But that's how you do it. You create your condition. In this case, they are dying when they collide here. They're doing the death event, which is cached by this guy, which say particles that are dead, group them. When then we just use the replicate to emit particles, and you can emit more and more if you add more conditions, maybe when they enter something else or whatever. Hopefully that helps. Splitting particles, put the boxes size, I already did that. Already did that. Christians coming from Maya Arnold, great. Are you saying because of what you? I don't remember any mantra tutorials, but just you can check the documentation. There's everything you need to know. If you already know Arnold, I don't think that you're gonna have like hard time understanding mantras. Renderers are renderers. They're not weird. I don't think Math Stella is a good place to learn Houdini for beginners. The Math Stella's site is more like for somebody that already has experience with Houdini. So Sand McLiggin, how to apply separate textures, for examples, hands, left hands, if the person is solid. One mesh, 5 different textures with its own borders. Thanks. That's a good question, said McLiggin. Let's answer it. So let's get a character. There is a female. Let me hide that and that. So we have this simple female, and I don't believe this is a single model, is it? Yeah, seems like it is. Maybe. Let me just get the geometry of this. So let's go inside here and just you would have your own model. This is just me preparing a model for you to show, for me to show you, but you would have your own model, right? Let's see, where is the there is separate pieces. tongue, upper teeth, geoskin. All right, this is what I want. All right, so I have this. Let's see. You can see the shirt is one thing, the pants it's another thing. All that is one piece. So let's see if there's another object that has. Let's try Tommy, because I don't believe that's what you want to do. All right, let's just use Tommy and think that he has some pants. Doesn't have any pants. All right, so how do you apply different textures? Will be, first of all, you will need different UVs for different parts. So let me just, let's say so this model has different UVs for, I believe these are the arms. Now those are the legs actually. So we could select different parts. What should I do? I don't want to be like UV in here. Oh yeah, Bob is right actually. My LAMP project tutorial is a good start to learn Houdini. And if you're gonna learn more, you can buy one of the other titles, and one of the other titles, and one of the other titles. Let's go, and thank you, Bob, for reminding me about that, because yes, this course is perfect for starting in Houdini actually. So in this one, this is the full bundle, but modeling is one, texturing is another, and rendering and compositing is another. And if you see this, this is the I'm inside the website, but let's see, let's get out of here, incognito. I teach you from the beginning how to model stuff, how to start laying out stuff, modeling everything, ropes, jars. There's a lot of modeling, there's a lot of then texturing and all that stuff. So yeah, this course is it's a good starting point for beginners and understanding Houdini. All right, so let me select by UVs here. So you can see that this object has different pieces. The texture for this is just one texture. You could apply different textures, of course. I don't know if I want to do that. Let's create a group from this group. So this is gonna be the legs, or the pants, let's call pants. And in your case, this is gonna be another group. Let's call these shoes. Shoe. That is not shoe, that's shoes. Let's select now what let's select both parts of the chest there, and this will be, let's call it the shirt. And now we can select maybe all the parts of the head. Will be the head, and then all the parts of the arms. So I'm just gonna select all the arms, group that, and call this arms. All right, so right now all these pieces have the same kind of well, they're all in the same UV space. But if you want to just dedicate the whole let's see what is here, head, the shirt, the pants. Okay, if you want to dedicate the whole thing, the whole UV space to one of those, we can just lay them out. Even if the object it's one piece, you can see I can lay out, let's say first the pants. I have everything on groups. I have the pants here, the shoes, the shirt. So I made a group from each one of those parts, and then you should UV those. Since I already have UVs, I'm not gonna do that, but I can do layouts for let's say this is gonna be the pants. Now I just laid out the pants, and if I go to the UVs, you can see the pants are occupying the whole thing, but everything else is there. It doesn't really matter that everything else is there. Let's say display. See, that's the pants. But you can have them overlapping because you are going to assign different textures, so it doesn't really matter. It's gonna make a bit of a mess here, but it doesn't really matter. So you will do the same thing for the different part. Let's go for the shoes. In this one, I just create another one. Let's do the shoes here. Remove the pants. Now the shoes are occupying the whole space. You can see if you put them like in different UDIMs or spaces, that will be that. Now that's occupying the whole thing. Then you do the whole, repeat the process for the other parts. I'm not gonna do everything. Let's do the shirt in this one. Remove that one. Do the shirt. Now the shirt occupies the whole space. Now if you want to assign different textures, let's just get I don't know, some materials. I'm gonna just create some of the materials from Houdini here. Let's add some bricks and some concrete and some metal crate. Just because. So now if I want to add, let's say the pants texture to the pants, I painted the texture and whatever you will need to do, right? I put a material node, and I target the group that I wanna add it to. In this case, I'm gonna add to the pants, and then you assign the material you want to that thing. I didn't want it to do that. I just selected from here. Let's say the pants are gonna be made out of concrete. So now you can see here the pants are made of concrete. And you can actually add more materials in this one now. The second one, let's what else did we do? This was the shoes, and this is the shirt. So in the shoes we can add let's say bricks. Now let's do metal grade for the shoes, and then let's do for the shirt, let's do the bricks. So now you can see I added different textures. This is one model. It's all it looks kind of cool. I don't know, the bottom of the feet are not part of the of that group, I guess. So let's fix that in the shoes. Let's select here. Let's select those bottoms as well. Enter, and we fix that. All right, so basically you create groups, then you unwrap those groups, and then you add materials to each one of those groups with the material node, and then you can assign any texture you want to those groups. Hope that answers your question. Santosh, what's up? What is the best Linux or Unix system for Houdini? Because I hate Windows. Houdini doesn't run on Unix, and I don't. Are they still doing Unix thingies? I don't think so, right? There's no like best Linux. Just use whatever fits you. Houdini will run in whatever Linux version you have. I use Kubuntu, but it's not a requisite. I like Kubuntu because it's new. It's recent and it's beautiful. And if you see you can see this is my Explorer. I just actually just changed the look of it like 20 minutes ago, and it looks like I just made it look like Mac just for fun, but it looks pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff you can do with I don't know, I like it. Kubuntu is really fun. I can recommend using that especially if you are starting with Linux. It's really simple to use. All right. Streaming while streaming. Are you streaming while streaming, Crankstein, or am I? I don't know. What Linux to use? Use Kubuntu. Can we put an expression to pop stream for every example, every second particle replicate? Yeah, you can do that. Or you can put it in the original one and replicate particles there. Did I delete the particles example? I think no. It's this one, right? Okay, so right now they're just replicating when they die here, but this pop stream, this is an expression actually. So if we replicate this replication, we can just do whatever expression here and replicate those particles. Actually, I mean, you are already using expressions here. You can see they are replicating. They are replicating here. It's replicating every fifth particle, but you can replicate whatever. You can use any expression you need here, actually, basically. So there's some examples here, but yeah, you can do pretty much whatever you want in this expression. You can even add try some of the other things, like this is the random, and it's just randomizing the you can also add a bounding box, so they actually replicate when they get there, I think. I don't know exactly what this does, this bounding box. Yeah, I guess it's gonna replicate when they get to this bounding sphere. Yeah, they replicate when they enter the sphere. So yeah, it's basically like a group. But sure, you can do pretty much any expression you need and replicate that. Those look like worms. How slow is Mantra compared to something like Redshift? Well, I think Redshift is fast compared to any other CPU render, I guess. You can compare Redshift to Mantra. It's like it's two different technologies completely. One uses GPU, one uses CPU. Is not, man. Mantra is really fast. Some things are slow, but overall it's really fast. All right, so let's see. Do we? I missed all of this because someone came in, asked a question. No worry, Amos. The stream will be live after we finish. Concrete pants. Try to take those pants off, man. That would be fun. Can you how to create a realistic cloud? Sure. Let's do a freaking cloud. You know what? I'm gonna show you a cloud I did. Let's create a geo node. I created some clouds for a project. I don't want to delete it actually. So let's load one of those. Let's see, where did I put it? And there's a bunch of clouds that I created here. Let's see, a lot of clouds. Let's see which one would be nice. Cloud, maybe this one. Let's see. Where are you? So there we go. There's a cloud. There's a cloud I created. I don't have any lights. Let's create a light here, distant light, so it looks better. So there we go. You can see this is a cloud I created for a project. It's pretty detailed. This one's basically for the background, but you can see it's a nice cloud. It's has really nice definition. I love to have these like separate pieces of cloud like there. If that doesn't happen, it's not fun for me. So you can say this is a pretty realistic kind of cloud. And the way I created these clouds was actually really simple, using the clouds tools that are included with Houdini here. You can see there's our clouds included here. So what I do is just create a sphere or some other object, make it a polygon mesh. I think I'm on orthographic for some reason. Then add a lot of frequency, maybe do some basic cloud shape, add some mountain just to give it more noise. This is how I created those clouds actually, exactly like this. And then after this I use the cloud tool, just make it a cloud. There you go, instant cloud. Alright, so it's not really realistic, but what you need to do from here is start giving it more sample. Let's go to 100 samples, so we have more samples. But the magic happens in this scatter shapes parameters here. Turn on the fill source and you can see it starts adding some more like spheres. It's starting to make it look more like a cloud. Start playing with the shape sizes, but that's what you're doing. So you're basically adding like spheres. So that's too big, of course. So make it not too big. Just try to do the cloud you're wanna do. There's also scatter multiplier. It adds how much of those spheres you're adding. If you make it less, you can see this is stuff that I like. Stuff when the clouds are starting to lose pieces like this. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. So now you start to add some noise as well. You can see this is noise for those things. The noise frequency, it's also really important. Let's say something like that. So that's starting to look like a cool cloud. Now go to the secondary shapes and add that now. And then we're gonna have more shapes. See, also if you make these shapes too big. They're not gonna be too nice. So something like that. And then after you did that, there is a cloud noise. So now you add this cloud noise, and you can see that it's just makes the cloud look better, breaks the shapes and all that stuff. So you're gonna need to just crank this noise more. And look at that, we already have a really nice cloud. And all those spheres that we have here, it's just starting to take into account. You can see, let's just give it more bigger shapes here. Maybe some bigger, not so big. Okay, let's add not too much of this. Let's see. Okay, something like that. Try having like pieces that separate a little bit. I like that. I like that in clouds. You can see that is a pretty irregular shape, and then when you add the noise to that, it looks pretty cool. The noise just makes the cloud look pretty nice. And then you can play with the size of the noise depending on the size of your cloud. You can see if your cloud's gonna be like maybe a cartoony cloud or gonna be really far away. Try not to add too much noise. And if your cloud might be really close, maybe something like 1, it's gonna be cool. Again, depends on what you want to do. If you force this too much, it's gonna look like crap. So try not to do too much amplitude there. And that's how you make a cloud. If you want to change the shape of this, you just go back to your initial shape and start moving it around, and you create another cloud. If you want to give it like a specific shape, you can mix a few spheres. Come on. See, if I do something like polygon mesh, make it bigger. If I do something like that, because I want maybe my cloud to be bigger on this side, I can basically just shape my cloud with shapes and just give it the overall shape that I want. I don't want to do that. Let's say I want my cloud to have something like that. Then if I pass that to the cloud, it will add on top of that some other detail, and then to the cloud noise, and then you can see that it respects whatever I'm designing. So basically, I just design the cloud. And if you need more detail, then you just in this cloud, and the first one you put the higher density here. Let's try 200, and it's giving it more detail to the. You can see now it has a lot more detail, and that's a good cloud that you could render maybe even close. And there you go. That's how you can create a realistic cloud. Realistic cloud. Realistic cloud that can be exported on texture. Now you can export this as a BDB. I'm not sure where you're gonna use it. Maybe Maya loads BDBs, Clarisse use BDBs, but that's it. How do you do a small shot burst of a gas like particles? Kinda like a small thruster of a spaceship. You could do it with particles, Bob. Alrighty. Wow, there's a lot of questions. So awesome. Cloud. Let's hide that. Let's hide that. Let's hide that and that. Let's create a sphere. a small short burst. Are you talking like making different bursts of particles, Bob? Is that what you want to do? Let's put a pop network. Let's give it some velocity in what are we doing here? X. Just gonna give it some velocity in one direction. Let's say in X. So they're going in one direction. Not like the band one direction. Okay, so I'm not gonna do this. I'm just gonna don't give it any variance. 0, 0, 0. One burst every 2 seconds. Is that what you need? So what you could do, are we on real time here? Yeah, that velocity is too small. Let's do 10. All right, what you could do, let's say this is what I want to do. Let's give it some variance. It's too boring. What you can do is just do an expression here with in the constant activation, and or you can keyframe it. You can keyframe this if you don't want to do. If you don't want to write expressions, you can activate. You can just keyframe this, and let's say I want to emit for 12 frames, and then kill it next frame, and then just go to maybe 24 at another keyframe. And by the way, I'm just pressing Alt and clicking here to add a keyframe, and then activate this again, and now there's gonna do like that. See, it's just, you can keyframe it if you want to. It's just like, yeah, you can keyframe this. And let's say I want to emit from there, and then I want to emit there, and I want to start emitting here again, and let's say the last one is going to be shorter up to there, and no keyframe. Or you can even do that, and you can see it's just pooping. It's pooping. You can do that if that's what you want. Yeah, you could use shops as well. You can, if you want to, like this is always emitting this amount of particles. So if you want the particles to come up and up, I didn't look up. I'm good. Can anyone hear me still? Can you hear me? So that's one way you can keyframe this, or you can keyframe the amount of particles as well if you want. If you wanna do that, you could actually, let's say I want the particles to be decreasing, and then move here and then increase number of particles up to 5,000, like that. You could do that, and you can see now it starts emitting less particles, and then starts emitting to that particle, to that amount. So that's another way. You can just do the constant bit rate, or like let's see if this doesn't go the way of the dodo. You can actually use the motion effects. Let's see this out of the screen. Let's say motion effects. Let's do some noise for this channel. So we're adding noise to that channel, and let's see, we're controlling now with bobs, with chops actually. Where's the sphere? Where is it? There we go. And now you can see values going from 0 to minus to let's make this go from amplitude. We just wanted to go from 0 to 1. Let's make the exponent, no, the period bigger. It's not that noticeable. What values are we getting constant? We need to go back. We need to get it all the way down to 0. Let's now make it the amplitude. Nah, this one is not good. Random. It's pretty rough. Alligator. This one will work. Maybe. Let's see. Exponent. It's always, let's transform this lower. It's not moving. It's not giving me. Why is it not moving? Should move down, right? Oh, it is moving, right? Or is it not? Nah, I don't think it's moving. Let's say sparse. Maybe this one works. Nah, it's too fast below. Anyway, you could do something like this and control the amount with this as well if you want something random. But there we go. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Look at that, it's not working. That's weird. Maybe it doesn't work with it is I think it is because it's cached. Parameters, reset simulation. Let's try again. No, it's not working. That's weird. Somebody knows why. I don't know why, but should work. Delete channels. Alright, are there any more questions? Because I need to go back to work. Yay! We could do randomness on the constant birth rate, and seems like it doesn't apply to. It's too small. It's just changing for like 1 or 2. Offset. It's too small. Let's just change this to amplitude like that, and let's see if it works now. It's emitting a lot of particles at the beginning and we don't really see it, but anyway, that's how it should work. Seems like it doesn't work with shops here. I don't know, maybe it's a calculating thing. I don't know. Alright, let's see. How can I scatter an animated object on a copy stamp but avoid losing the animation at each frame? That is not a simple thing to do, Antoine. there is of course it's a way to do it. You could do it with crowds actually. Why don't you just try doing crowds? That will play your animation whenever you start copying points. I mean the animated object at each frame. I have a project I'm trying to create with water on the ground and parts of it on fire, kind of like someone tipped over a lamp or something. You should have time. Can you show that, please? I'm not really sure why you're Amos. Are you saying water on the ground and parts of it on fire? Now we can show that. We're just gonna take forever to simulate fire. But flaming water? I don't know. Let's try flaming water. Let's try flaming water. Let's do a grid for the floor. Not do a grid. Let's do some fluid. No, particle fluids. Emit from object. What happened there? Let me entertain you. Let's create a new what could I do here? I don't wanna get really involved with this, but let's see. Let's see. Let's do a DOP here. DOP network. I don't want to do that. Whatever. Alright, so let's fluid from object. Select objects. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, I'm gonna do a new scene. I'm gonna save this. LD 68 questions. This is gonna be the last question, alright guys? So if you didn't ask, I'm sorry. I am sorry. Let's move the sphere and let's make just this guy. Ground plane. So there's some water there that it's not colliding for some reason. Why is it not colliding? It's like collisions never work here. Why? Look at that. It's not. Oh, it's below. Why the hell is it below? It's below the damn surface. Well, let's hide the damn surface anyway. So the magic of Houdini is let's just make this not too let's give it some friction. I don't want it to be just like sliding like crazy. More friction. More friction. I hate when stuff just slides like crazy, like water. Friction. Let's give it a lot of friction. Okay. There. Okay, it's stopping now. It's looking better. So the magic of Houdini is that you can just combine stuff together. If that's your water and you want your water to ignite, just select the damn thing, go to Pyro, and select flames. I just selected smokeless flames. I think that didn't work. I'm gonna select the particles, flames. It's telling me something, but now it did it. So now I'm simulating water, and it's on fire. Water is on fire. Okay, this box is because it has a resize node that it's just the max bouncer is this. I'm just not gonna clamp that anymore. And now we have water that is not doing anything. What happened to the water? What happened to the flames? What happened to the flames? Oh, it wants to have a bounce for some reason. Initialization static. Yeah, it wants to have some bounce, but we can just make it bigger. Whoa. Sometimes the resize it's not great, but we can just resize it on our own. Come on. I don't want it below. And we can do something like that. And like that. And now your water, it's on fire. There you go. So your water, it's on fire. Look at that. Water is on fire. Your water is on fire. So there you go. If you want to get maybe the fire, it's starting here because there's a lot of stuff there, but maybe let's say we want to start the fire at 44. We could just animate the source here. Let's say animate there and animate it to 1 here, so we don't have, let's put maybe 10. Let's see how that goes. So now it's not gonna have to disable that. Nope. So now it doesn't start at the first frame. It's gonna start at frame 44. Maybe it ignites after it drops to the floor. You can see now it's igniting there, but it's still following the water. It will still be it's actually affecting the water as well. But there you go. That's how you can light your fire. I mean, light your water. 21, it's a better frame, seems like. So let's just do that. Let's move these guys to 25. Can you believe this? Let's say about there. So now it doesn't burn until it goes to that frame, and then it starts. You can see it starts expanding. Now it's too much. It's too much. Let's put 2. So yeah, there you go. Flaming water. I answered everything actually. Only not the question about what was it? Instances that are still animated. I think you should use crowds for that. It will work. Alrighty, I think. Look at that. It looks cool actually, because it inherits the velocity from the water. Look at that. It looks cool. All right. So, thank you very much. Thank you for asking me questions. No more questions? When will I do another Ask Me Questions? I think every week we answer some questions, Antoine. So if you want to come next week, we could answer your questions as well. Make sure you, like everybody says, right? Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you have the little bell icon there. Where's that thingy? I don't think I can subscribe to my own channel, can I? Seems like I can't. Well, there should be like a subscribe thingy. I think. I don't think I can subscribe. No. Should be a subscribe button somewhere. Click the bell thingy and it will tell you when we are live and when we start another one of these little streams. Alright guys, so you can see there's the button that I need to press. So that means this stream is over. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Hope this didn't hope I answered your questions. Hope everything was clear. I hope everything goes well with your Houdini travels, your Houdini journey into this amazing software. And I will see you next week, guys. If you have any more questions, go to the Discord. We answer a lot. Look at my dog. There's my dog. If you have more questions, go to the Discord. We answer a lot of questions there every day, and people share what they're working on, and it's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. All right, I will see you guys next week. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it, and I'll see you. Did I say I'll see you next week? I think I did, right? All right, see you next week. Bye. Oh yeah, let's keep learning together, right? That's important. See ya.